Hello. In other words, this is a very nice reel-to-reel tape recorder made by Phono-Trix. Yep, that part's on upside down, but right side up you can see that it is indeed made in Western Germany. This is a recorder, and you've probably seen the previous videos.
The first test, But this is the official, demonstration video of this recorder. If you haven't seen those videos, I advise you to watch them, but if you're reluctant to watch them, and you only want to see this one, here's how it looks without reels. Notice the nice color scheme of this recorder. The blue, gray, darker gray, blue and gray, and the side. And even the top cover is not just clear, it's actually has a slight hint of blue, even into the top cover coloring, which I really like. The reels go on in a very peculiar way. The tape oxide portion points outward instead of inward. And it goes on like this. And wrapping the tape winds the other way than you would expect on the reels. Very strange configuration.
They look at the brain and treat...
Well, now we'll be showing how it records and everything. Of course, this machine's original mic is missing. I don't see why it's so hard to keep the original mic with the machine, but sometimes it ends up being the case. And it uses a non-standard plug. This uses a strange kind of plug with the outer diameter bigger, and then it goes to a smaller inner diameter, and then it would have a post sticking out or something for the other connection. The closest thing I have to work with it is a 1/16, I believe, inch jack. The 1/8 inch jacks are the ones that are commonly seen on headphones. This one's half the size, which is commonly seen on the remote jack on like cassette recorders. That will fit, but it won't hold on very well, so you have to be careful for the jack not to just come right out. But if you can kind of get it in there, it will kind of stay if you're careful. And it will make electrical contact with no problem. And then on the other... See, it just came off. And then on the other end, I spliced on a adapter to plug in a regular 1/8 inch microphone jack. Murphy states the best time for it to come out is whenever you're videoing or doing any kind of demonstration purposes for an audience. I'll set the volume to 5. The record play switch has been slid into record mode. And then you just, without having to hold anything down as you do it, you just push the forward button. And now I'm recording on the Phono-Trix recorder. It's in speaker monitor mode right now. You can hear the sound coming in through the speaker, but you can turn the speaker off, so you don't have feedback and everything. We'll turn the speaker switch back on, put the switch here to play, and rewind.
And now I'm recording on the Phono-Trix recorder. It's in speaker monitor mode right now. You can hear the sound coming in through the speaker, but you can turn the speaker off, so you don't have feedback and everything. This machine, okay, this will be edited out from the videoing of the recording, but it will be shown playing back. This recorder is from as late as 1960, and I'm speculating that this model may have even been perhaps available in the late 1950s. I have another smaller Phono-Trix recorder that's from 1955, a YouTuber said in a comment on its video. And being that the smaller version's from 1955, this version is probably not made much later. So this machine could possibly be from the 1950s. And believe it or not, the late 1950s. And believe it or not, it still works off original parts. All original capacitors, original rubber, original motor, original head, original everything. Except, of course, batteries. But everything's original in this machine. Made in Germany, and it's definitely made to last. Also, I did oil the motor, but it didn't seem to change anything much at all. Actually, didn't think to change anything, it seemed, or if it did, it's very small. But it, you know, because the motor was slightly squeaking whenever I was rewinding sometimes, that's why I oiled it. And then also, this machine is DC bias, believe it or not. It's not AC bias. But even though it's DC bias, it still produces pretty satisfactory recordings. I'm hoping I'm not overdriving this recording during the whole entire course of saying it. That would be ridiculous if I was. I'll speak at a distance, and I'll increase the level. The level's now set all the way at 10, and I'm speaking at arm's length distance. And I do have a loud voice, so this may not be accurate as opposed to how a lot of other people might speak. So I'm going to try to speak softer. I'm speaking softer, and I'm speaking at arm's length distance. So the motor is purring a little bit with squeaking, but not very much. I turned the volume down some to 5. Well, let's see how this sounds.
I want to try making a much lower level recording. And to stop, you just push the button like that, and then you rewind, you just do that. Wait, you have to push the record play switch to play for it to rewind. It does use a permanent magnet to erase, by the way.
But not very much. I turned the volume down some to 5. Well, let's see how this sounds. So I'm now speaking at a lower level. Let's see if this still has S sibilance on the recording.
Still does. Basically, if you don't want too much sibilance, use a microphone that's not so sensitive to treble. That's some slow scan TV.
It's not useful at all. It's probably more useful for people to reflect on the problems and their solutions and how they might engage them than to just get tied up on listening to regurgitation of the bad news. And so a little bit of turning it off, I think, is a good thing every once in a while. And I know as I sort of refocused, it certainly made some sense to me. And thinking about the mind control thing again, you know, television, media, one of the things that's happened in all of that is, you know, when you're trained in psychology today, you're trained in all kinds of ways in which the brain can be affected. Like they used to do, you know, tests on computer games. You know, they would do these tests and they'd line up a bunch of kids, they'd play the games and they'd quiz them on them, you know, to figure out what the effect was. They don't do that anymore. They do three-dimensional MRIs on the brain. They look at the brain in 3 dimensions.
Well, did you hear about this kid who died playing video games?
Well, I can tell you what's happening is why the chemistry is so dangerous now. It should be...
Oh, it's some coast-to-coast AM.